Morning, everybody. If it's morning for you, I hope you got your coffee. Anyways, took a couple days off because I think it's important to have days off. Checked my video here, and yeah, there's no subscribers and no clicks. Come on, YouTube, what the heck? You know, you know how it is. I want to go ahead and just hit record on one of the things, post it, and you guys circulate more than a Jimmy Kimmel clip. You know, so I can be YouTube famous and get all that fat YouTube loot money. Just get up, make one of these, ramble a little bit, hit post, and everybody watches it, and you stick ads on it. Anyways, that's not the way it works. I decided I have this 2011 MacBook Pro little video thing, has filters. I'm like, oh, I'll try that out. But yeah, nobody's watching this. I don't know if they will, but this is more to get stuff off my chest. So, update. I was in limbo about where I was going to stay. My lease was up, and I had an apartment lined up. So I told them I'm going to get out by September 1st, and then they hit me up and said, oh, we're selling the place, and they don't think they want tenants. They might want to remodel things. And I'm like, when I was on my way to sign the lease. Anyways, they cleared it up, decided they wanted me as a tenant, so I got a place. They only wanted to do a 6-month lease, which I'm cool with. Hope as long as they let me, you know, we'll see where my life is in 6 months. But gonna have another place, and hopefully I'll be more productive there. I'll use it as an excuse to start fresh. I'll have more room, and I'll start my health journey. So gotta be in there. They'll give me the keys on the 15th of August. So between the 15th and the 1st of September, I'll start, you know, getting rid of all my sugar and everything, and developing a fitness routine that I'm planning, and record it every day, and see how it goes, see how it transforms my body. This isn't the best filter to show it, but I'll lean up and get mean. You know, I've gotten in shape about 10 years ago when I was in the military, and then off and on I'd kind of get spurts that last about a month where I don't do anything majors. I do like 30 push-ups, 25 jumping jacks twice a day. You know, that would be about it. I've been playing with my diet because I was in school, and that's the easiest thing to play with. You know, I went vegan for a while, and then I just went back to eating whatever I felt like. And then I went, you know, explored carnivore stuff, heard about it, and I think I'm going to try that hardcore. I did do it for a little bit, and I learned how to fast, which are things that I didn't necessarily know how to do. I was pre-diabetic for a little while, so I couldn't fast because my sugar in my blood would dip too low. I'd have to eat every 6 hours, get like a little shot of sugars to get rid of the brain fog. You know, just something sweet, like a bite of something sweet, and then something protein, so my stuff would stay stable for another 6 hours or so. And in all honesty, it was kind of sketch because I'd sleep for like 10 hours, and I didn't. One of the symptoms for me that I didn't know is like I felt like I was waking up sick, like I was hungover. I'm like, I didn't drink. Why do I feel like crap when I wake up? I just thought it was old age. I guess it kind of is, but a big part of it was because my sugar would get low. I'd get so loopy and cranky, and I wouldn't ever remember anything that happened the first couple hours before I got my coffee in me. And it was the sugar in the coffee I was addicted to. But this next health thing, I'm going to go pretty hard, because I went carnivore before, but you know, I'd only go hardcore for like a week or two. And this time I'm going to try to go as hardcore as possible, diet-wise, and a little more aggressive with exercise. I'm scheming that I'm going to try to do, you know, when I get up, I'm going to get rid of coffee, period, because I don't necessarily need it. I wake up without an alarm clock. This is my sugar shot, because I like it sweet and creamy. You know, I've done it black before. I tried doing a health kick for a little bit, and it's alright. But I think this might be, you know, I'm also going to try to do no fap-ish for a little bit, which I've done in the past too, and because I've had issues with ED. You know, I hate to admit it, but yeah, I have. And I thought that would help. For me personally, it didn't help. It actually made it worse. But what's cool is it's like it resets your brain. You know, we get addicted to watching porn and stuff. You know, me being a single guy, lives by myself. You know, I can get on there and look at whatever I want, and I'd like, you know, to look at stuff that's not that. You know what I mean? I'd like to get back that tingle, which is one thing I noticed when I did NoFap before. Is like when I go onto the sites, I get a little more excited just from going on there. You know, it's back reminiscent of when I was younger and you get the nudie magazines. Anyways, I'm using it as an excuse to reset because I notice I talk and ramble and I'm like, oh man, I'm becoming a hermit. My social life has died. So get my health to set me up a little better for my 40s. I'm gonna try to stick with it for like a couple months at least. I plan on having the NoFap thing, you know, slowing down on that. I'm probably gonna cheat at about 2 weeks in, but I'm gonna try to go 2 weeks straight up. None of that. No sugar and no marijuana. I'm not much of a drinker. The one thing that gets hooks into me is marijuana. Because my social life, I mean, I'm human, I'm natural. I don't get lonely. I get more horny than lonely. But it takes me a little longer than most people. I'm an artist and I like my own personal space. But it still happens, and I get the, you know, get a little bit of a depression and stuff. And the thing that kind of cures that and keeps it away really is the weed. I can smoke and it just goes away. But I don't like to have any vices. And I am real sensitive to it, so I'm going to cut that out too for a little while. Just to err on the side of caution, try to do like a cleanse, reset for my brain, chemistry, whatever. And then add it back in. Because, you know, I smoke like 6 to 7, I usually take a day off. About 5 to 6 days a week at night, I just take a puff of my vape or hit the bong a couple times. Like when I was in college, all my friends were stoners, and I was the go-to guy for weed. So I was smoking like dabs and 1 or 2 bowls a day, pretty much every day. Like it was only like once a month that I had a day off. Then when I got out of college, I kind of slowed down to just pretty much every day. And I started taking days off. But ideally, I would always want to smoke. I think it's healthier to smoke, to not think it's doing anything to you, to not get super stoned, you know, to just have a couple puffs, just enough to feel it, take the edge off, watch cartoons and eat, like once every 2 weeks. Or maybe just get super stoned once a month or once every couple months. Like use it as if it's a really strong psychedelic or something, like once every 3 months for personal experience. Just get super stoned and relax and make a day of it. I think that's ideally the best way to do it. But like I said, I enjoy it. It's the one thing that gets its hooks into me. Like alcohol, when I was in the military, almost got it. You know, I was in Vegas, and on my way out, I like to play roulette a lot, and I drink the whiskeys and cokes. And you know, I was about 4 or 5 days a week. I was drinking about 4 or 5 of those, and I had got used to it. But hangovers start hitting me like a ton of bricks, and that was because I was out and about, and it helped me take the edge off, made me feel like I could approach girls and stuff. Where weed's the opposite. It's an introvert drug, and when I'm in the house and I just want to watch cartoons and eat food, it just generally makes the type of things that you do when you're lazy and hanging out, it kind of just spices that up a little bit, makes you even more content with it. But I'm probably talking to myself, but we'll see how this goes. Got a couple more weeks. Just wanted to post another vid, because who knows down the road, you know? Like I said, whenever you make a channel, you want to drop a vid and for it to take off. I mean, in order for that to happen, you gotta have something sweet for it to go viral, something worth sharing, or maybe pander. Maybe you gotta know something I don't know. Maybe the trends are corrupted and they only allow certain people. Maybe you guys gotta appeal to the actual people who review the stuff, not just an algorithm. I don't know, but hopefully this might actually get a following, and if it doesn't, it's just like a personal memoir. But if you do stumble upon this, I wish you the best. Don't be afraid to experiment and take like 2 or 3 months to, you know, try something. If you're into health and nutrition, I highly suggest trying vegan and sticking with it for about 2 months. Then go off it. Trying, you know, all the health trends, all the latest buzz things. Everyone's like, oh, it's cliche, oh, it's that. You know, you can try the standard American one, whatever. when you go down these roads of trying something and sticking to it, you end up watching videos and learning a lot of stuff, and then you can make your own decision, find out what works for you, find your own truth. Personally, after dabbling in all of them, the most powerful things that I've learned and like the most is fasting. I think that really does trigger things in the body that are natural, and can help reset things. In my opinion, it's good to ease into that and ease out. But it's awesome once you've developed that ability to fast, and I personally think that carnivore diet's better. I really do believe the research, and I'm not a researcher. I don't go reading papers or anything like that. I just watch YouTubers and take whatever they got with face value. I use my own judgment. I don't want to be a researcher. My passion's art. But I experiment, listen to what they say, and if they strike me as someone who's selling snake oil, or they're misinterpreting things, or they're being biased and grabbing studies that are probably BS, then I make that call. And I feel like that's a little more rampant and things line up more for the carnivore arguments. I personally think that we're omnivores. I mean, that's just what evidence says. I mean, you look at the actual layout of our gut and our lifestyle. It's like if we saw fruit, we wouldn't pass it up. If we were out wandering around, we'd eat it, but it just wouldn't be available as much as it is now. Sugar wouldn't be and starches wouldn't be as readily available to us. They would definitely be there, but they're not the staple or backbone. And we'd always be fasting, going through periods without access to meat, because if you ever go hunting or fishing, it happens in clusters. Like, oh yeah, the fish are running, and you'll have an abundance, and then they stop, and then there's a downtime, and then it's not set in stone. That variation's kind of missing in modern society. We kick nature's butt so much. At least it's up to us to kind of mimic perfect balance in it. But we'll see how it goes. I wish you all the best. Like I said, don't be afraid to go into those things and make your own judgment, because you'll end up learning. Like, I've already done OMAD a little bit, vegan a little bit, snake diet a little bit, and carnivore was the most recent. And now I want to try to do a health plan and take the best of what I've learned and what I feel is the best of all those things, which I think is going to be like a carnivore diet. Carnivore OMAD with fasting once a week, every couple weeks, for a couple months. That's what I'm going to go for. And I'll explain to you my philosophy while I do it, give the suggestions, and if anyone hears it or clicks, please. Currently, right now, there's 0 subscribers. The only one viewing these things is me. But wish you the best, and good luck to you. Take it easy.